Hello everyone. Today in this session I am going to explain you about the function of the operating system. So the point is, the first one, function of operating system. What are the functions in an operating system? Number one, memory management. Number two, processor management. Number three, file management. Number four, device management. Number five, I/O management. Number six, I will write here number secondary storage management. And number seven, security. Number eight, networking. So these are the 8 points of a function of an operating system. So you need to remember these points. Okay, I will explain you about this point, but before that, these points are maybe not same as written in your book. So whatever I am telling you, try to understood this one, because these points are very important in respect to your exam, as well as you can say that for understand about the operating system. I will give you the worksheet about this point, so no need to write down in your copy first. You need to listen each and every point, because it will help you to understand about these 8 points. Okay, so let's start with the points. The first point I will discuss, that is memory management. Memory management module performs the terms of allocation and deallocation of memory space to program any of these resources. Now the resources means whatever the things you have in memory management. That means maybe your hard disk, maybe the SSD, whatever, that is called the resources. That is the point of memory management. Our next point is process management. Now what do you mean by process? Process means where we can easily do something. That means you need to perform something, some task will be there, and we need to explain that task, right? So that means we need to process the task. That is process management. Okay, so the main concept of process management is it helps the operating system to create and delete the process. That means suppose in the CPU, okay, in the hard disk part or in the allocation part, there is some 2-3 process will be there. Okay, but which one will execute first and which one need to delete that one, that will be decided by the operating system. So each and every time you need to understand about the operating system, that which process you need to perform and which process you need to delete. That is the function of the process management. Our next topic is file management. So these two is done, right? So number 3 is file management. File management manages all the file related activities such as organization, storage, naming, sharing, and the protection of files. So that means file management, it's always protect some files. Okay, so you can create that one, that means the naming. You can share those files with the different persons, right? So that means it's another operation is sharing. Understood? Next point is device management. Device management keep tracks of all the devices. That means which of the devices are connected to the CPU, it will track all the devices. This module is also responsible for I/O controller. It also performs the allocation and deallocation of the disk. That means how much memory it will take space, okay, and deallocate it. That means you need to delete that one, okay. So that means the main point is it also performs the task of allocation and deallocation. These points are the very key words in that particular points, okay. So need to remember those points. Next one is I/O management. I/O, we know that I/O means the input output. So how can an operating system will manage the input and output? That points will describe that, okay. One of the main objective of any operating system is hide the peculiarities of that hardware from the user. That is the main important part of the I/O management. Our next point is secondary storage management. You know that secondary storage means the hard disk, SSD, these are called the secondary storage. The important part of these points is the systems have different levels of storage, right? Which include the primary storage as well, which includes the primary storage, secondary storage and cache storage. You know that after in class 8 also or in higher study about the operating system, it is known as also cache memory. I hope all of you knew about the terms of cache memory. Instructions means whatever the things we will give by using the keyboard, that means our instructions, right? So these instructions and data must be stored in somewhere, right? That means whatever the instruction will be saying, that is the data, right? And it will store somewhere. So it will store in the primary memory, or you can set that in cache memory also. So that the main objective is a running program can reference it. That is the main objective of storaging this kind of instructions and data in the primary storage. So next point is security. Security module protects data and information of a computer system against the malware threat and unauthorized user. That is the most important point in the functions of operating system, that is the security. Now unauthorized users means, that means it's not authorized. That means maybe they're the hackers or maybe the different portions, right? So that's why we need to always use or on the firewall, okay, and always need to use the original operating system, not the pirated one, because if we use the pirated one, then maybe the hackers or maybe the unauthorized user or any kind of malware easily access your computer and without your knowledge, right? So that means you need to always concern about the security. Okay, that is the most important point. If the questions are coming like, or write it down, the important points of the functions of operating system, that time you need to write the process management, memory management, file management, then the security. This is the very important points in respect of important points of the function operating system. Actually all of the points are important, but there is a few points of there that is most important. The last point, that is networking. Networking, I hope all of you understood about the networking. Networking means we need to communicate with the different types of computer or different types of systems. Okay, but the main thing is, the main objective of this point of this networking, that is the processors. You know, I hope all of you know about the processors, right? So that processor easily communicate with one another through the networking. So that is why this point is also important, but not like that security. That means the processor is communicate with all the devices or all the systems through the networking. That's it. These are the points of the function of operating system. Maybe you can read from your book also. Actually, I feel that these points are very important. So all of you read those points. In the worksheet part, I also attach this point with the explanations. Okay. So move to the next point, that is the types of the operating system. So next topic is types of operating system. They are number one batch. Number one is batch operating system. Number two, multitasking or time sharing operating system. Number three, multiprocessing operating system. Number four, real-time operating system. Number five, distributed operating system. Number six, mobile operating system. Number seven, network operating system. So those are the types of operating system. In batch operating system, computer processes are very lengthy and time consuming. That means it will take more time to execute some processes. The user of batch operating system never directly interacts with the computer. In this type of operating system, every user prepares job on an offline device like a punch card and submit it to the computer operator. Okay, so remember that in batch operating system we use the punch card. For short questions you need to remember that. Okay, next is multitasking or time sharing operating system. Time sharing operating system enables people located at different places, okay, or you can say that in different terminal, means different end, user end. So that's why I am telling you that the point that is terminal. So if the people are sitting over there in the different terminals, to use the single computer system at the same time, that is the main important point. All of them can use this system at the same time. The processor time means the CPU part, okay, that is the processor time, which is shared among multiple users, is termed as time sharing operating system. I hope all of you understood that. That's why it is called the time sharing operating system, because all the people, those are sitting on the different terminals, they can at the same time they use it, okay, and for the same time also, because the time is shared among them, okay. So that's why it is also known as time sharing operating system. Then the other thing, that is multiprocessing operating system. Actually, whenever we need to process different tasks in the different time at the same time, that's why we use the multiprocessing operating system. It's not like that. This is the multiprocessing operating system. Next point is real-time operating system. Real-time operating systems time interval to process and respond to input is very small. The example of real-time operating system is like in the battlefield, in the military, use the operating system, that is real-time operating system. The space operating system, that means the software is used, that is in the space, for the space purpose, that is space software operating system, that is also the real-time operating system. The examples are very important for real-time operating system. Our next point is distributed operating system. Distributed operating system means in the distributed operating system use many processors that is located in the different machines, to work very fast computation to his user. That is distributed operating system. That means if the other people are sitting in the different locations and different machines are there, different processors are there, so they can compute their task very fast. That's why it is known as a distributed operating system. Okay. The next one is the mobile operating system. I hope all of you understood about the mobile operating system, because lots of the peoples are using the mobile operating system like the smartphones. That means mobile operating system are those type of operating system that are designed for only the smartphones, tablets and the wearable devices. For these purposes we are using the mobile phone operating system. I hope all of you have understood and I hope all of you knew about the name of the operating system for the mobile operating system. And the last one is network operating system. The network operating system runs on a server. It manages data, user, the security, applications and other functions of the other networking functions. That much from these types of the operating system. All of you write it down, these points, because these points are very important. Okay, maybe I will not give all the points in the worksheet, so all of you write it down, and the important part which one I am already discussed. Okay, so note it down in your copy that these were the important parts from these points, so that these points are very helps you in times of exam. Okay, because maybe there are short questions, type questions, maybe different parts you have to ask, that the example of the real-time operating system, that time you need to know about it. Okay, so all of you note that point. Okay, right now I am going to explain you the last part of this operating system, that is user interface. The short form is UI and the full form is user interface. Now, what do you mean by, or what do you understand about the user interface? The user interface refers to the part of the operating system, program or device that allows a user to enter and receive the information. That is the user interface. Okay, the two types of user interface are, one we call that is TUI, text user interface, or we can call CUI, command user interface, and the another one is called GUI, graphical user interface. Remember that short forms, the TUI, actually in your book you can say that CUI, that is character user interface, command user interface, or TUI, text user interface, and GUI means the graphical user interface. These are the very important terms. Okay, modern graphical user interface have evolved from text-based operating system, from text-based UIs, means of user interface. Some operating system can still be used with a text-based user interface. In this case, the commands are entered as a text. That means if you have to open, like press Windows plus R, you can say it will open run. Okay, in that box, in the white color rectangular box, if you type there CMD, you can find it that one black screen will open. Okay, and it is known as a DOS based operating system. Okay, so here you need to write only the commands. You can say that C:/ something, you need to give the command, otherwise you cannot instruct something to the computer. So these are known as the text user interface, or we can call the character user interface. That means these are not the user friendly UI, right? Suppose you need to open some My Computer, some folder, you need to create some folder, so each and every time you need to write it down some command. Suppose I am giving you one example where you need to create some folder, so that time you need to write that C:/MD, suppose AB, you need to make that folder name, that is AB. So you need to write MD, AB, then press the enter. After that C:/, you need to go to that particular folder, so C:/CD, then AB. So each and every time we need to write it down some commands, right? So MD means make directory, CD means change directory. These are the, using those type of commands we can easily go to that portion. But if somebody who didn't know about the computer like commands, touch, right? So that's why these are not the user friendly user interface. The most and the modern computer will use the graphical user interface. You know that Windows operating system is also a graphical user interface where we can easily click by using the mouse, right? If you want to open a particular folder, we just double click over there or the single click. If we want to create a folder, we can easily right mouse click, then new, and go to the folder. So these are the most difference between this type of user interface and this type of user interface. So the main difference is the CUI is not a user-friendly interface, where the GUI is the most user-friendly interface. That means everyone can easily communicate with that type of user interface. Okay, so I hope all of you understood about the GUI and CUI. So these are the things you need to learn from this chapter. I hope all of you understood this one. Okay, thank you.